Please.
Gallant's way, like France and Great Britain joined in this. The Soviet Union came after that, but he didn't find something to do in the canal itself, so we allotted the Suez Gulf for the Soviet Union, because they came late, as always, as usual. And opening the canal in 75, the whole world were of one opinion, that the canal has been shut 8 years and it will be very difficult, especially when we know that the navigation companies all over the world, they put their programs years and years before. So they said they will not, the canal will not be able to provide anything for Egypt or make any impact on the Egyptian economy before a very long time. Well, the first year the canal brought about $400 million. Well, I remember when we were about to be declared bankrupted, when McNamara sent me and asked me to send him immediately $1 million. We spent 1 week collecting $1 million in this country. 1 week. Well, starting from 76, the canal gave us $400 million, and the curve started rising after that, as you know. We, on the other side, we didn't only open the canal, but in the same moment we started the plan for the widening and deepening the canal in 2 phases. The first phase has been completed last December, last month. And it will enable us to it will permit ships of 150,000 tons passing the canal full load, and 250,000 empty. I'm not an economist, but let me tell you this. Immediately after I took over, I started in the same year, 71, the first international bank here in Egypt, and in creating this bank, I have ordered that it will not, this bank will not be under the the very complicated laws of economy that we have issued in the last 20 years and so. This was in 71. Because I was always telling my people here, look to what has taken place in Germany after the Second World War. We know that the Americans, as usual, whenever they fight, yes. Whenever they make friends, they make friends. Well, you remember what has happened to Germany. Raids with 1,000 planes, every raid. They wanted to teach Germany a lesson like they have done in Japan with the atomic bomb. But after that came the Marshall Plan in Germany, and I'm never tired telling my people that if the German government planned to rebuild Germany, the German government, they wouldn't have completed it until this moment. But because of the Marshall Plan and the banks, every German took $1, he got 10 out of it before he returned this $1. This is the example that I have always told my people during the last 10 years. For that, as I told you, I started the first free bank in 71. Despite the fact that, as I told you, my open door policy didn't start except in 74 after the October War. But I was very conscious to this. At the same time, I know that you are facing difficulties here with my people, but I want you to be rest assured that Deputy Prime Minister Abdunnasser really represents the policy of this country and represents me as Prime Minister. I know that there has been, difficulties in the field, for instance, of prices. I know that you are mentioning also difficulties in the family planning, also in the field of energy and the price of energy now. All this I know quite well, and I'm doing my best with my aides. The subsidy problem is a very grave problem for me. It is not for you only, it is for me, before you. If we go on this level, we shall be bankrupted, because the subsidy will be raising to billions, not millions, billions. Well, we are conscious to this, but let me tell you this. Please try to live with us our difficulties here, especially it is not only in Egypt, it is as a rule in the developing countries. Prices has got a very important political issue, especially because of the standard of living. And prices should be coordinated with wages. We are conscious to this, and we are working towards this. The subsidy, if I can mechanize bakering in the country, as you know, half of the subsidy that we pay for the loaf of bread that I told you about. If I change as I told you, my bakeries to the new technology and mechanic bakeries and so, I can for sure save more than half of the subsidy of the loaf of bread. And this is what I am working towards, really. In my armed forces, they invented some sort of new bakery. We are trying to industrialize in the country, and but the moment when we can, as I told you, change our bakeries, more than half of the subsidies we can cut, and we are working towards this. In the family planning, we are working towards this. But it is a very delicate problem, especially with the illiterate in the country here. Children are considered now a capital. The wages are very high, and the farmers really are complaining because of the wages of the labor there, despite the fact that we have the cheapest labor in the whole world, either in industry or in agriculture. But still, because of the standard of living and the wages and the prices. I wanted to seize this opportunity really to tell you that we are conscious of what you are really worried about. And we are doing our best. But thank God, like I told my people yesterday, and because of the new discoveries in oil and the prices, and believe me when I tell you I'm not happy with the raise of prices in the oil at all, despite the fact that this has solved it to a certain extent the balance of payment for me here in the country, but I'm not happy at all, because we want to build our country after the latest technology, and you have the latest technology. Whenever the producers raise the price of oil, the other side raises the price of all the commodities and the price of the new technology to build our countries. I'm sorry to say that they don't recognize the fact that we are partners, because we must share possibilities to start a new order, not to create inflation all over the world, because the producers are raising the prices, so the consumers will be raising also the price of the commodities, and mainly the food. In this food problem, I know that you are worried also, but I'm much more worried than you. A few days from now, namely on the 29th of January this month, 7 or 8 days from now, I shall be declaring a program. I have spent 3 years trying to find the starting point. Where is the starting point? How am I going to start intensive agriculture, not after the old ways of land reclamation, but the latest technology. After 3 years, we reached it, thanks to our friends in Arizona, really, and started a pilot project there in Salhiyah, starting from the 29th of January, and this will be the anniversary of the Green Revolution, I call it like this. we shall be starting intensive agriculture. And I want you to see this pilot project, because we shall be starting immediately intensive agriculture in our deserts, some of which, after we made the experiments, have A1 soil in the whole world. We have the soil, we have the climate, we have the weather and climate, we have the farmer, we have the water. Maybe you know that we are sending water from here, from behind this dam and the high dam, to the Mediterranean every year, about 6 billion cubic meters, because our turbines have to work to provide for electricity. We have the water, as I told you, we have the weather, we have the farmer, we have the soil. Well, it is only the new technology which I was after, because I was always dreaming of the drive to the West that has built the American economy. Let me tell you this. Last week I received an envoy from my friend Ceausescu, the president of Romania, and he had attended the Moscow meeting which took place for this Poland problem. And I was really very keen to know what has taken place there, because me myself, I think sooner or later the Soviet Union has no other alternative except to interfere. It is a matter of life or death for them in that camp. But the envoy of Ceausescu told me about this meeting, and instead of the Soviet Union interfering, they have done their best to reach an agreement upon the fact that if ever there should be certain measures to be taken, the Polish should take it themselves, and no other force, either from the Soviet Union or from the Warsaw Pact, should interfere. I don't believe this, and I think there will be interference. It is very simple. But he told me something very important. What is behind the Polish crisis? What started it? Well, behind it, lots of things, as you know. The system itself, the economic position that they reached, the Marxist economy and its failure. Well, he told me the main important item behind this was the neglection of agriculture, the food production. I have seen in Romania, the man Ceausescu really has made a very solid base for the production of food, because you can't postpone anything, but you can't postpone a meal for the human being. So this is the top of the crisis there in Poland. And as I told my people, they must have gone after the will of Lenin, which he left before he died, and his will consisted of two words, electricity and steel. Very well. What about electricity and steel? And you can provide the people with the 3 meals every day. I remember the first time we knew Tito, after our revolution started. It was since 26 years. Our revolution now is 28, but since 26 we met Tito for the first time. At that time there has been the conflict between him and Stalin, and the substance of this conflict was the independence. The Soviet Union wanted, like he is doing now in the Comecon, to give every country specialization in a certain item in industrialization, and then keep inside the Soviet Union the key to everything. So Romania refused this. Tito refused this before Romania, and he was telling us about his theory and how Tito was how Stalin was fighting him, and sending the leaflets in bottles in the Danube, in the river Danube. He was telling us all the details, and then he said a very popular, saying that I consider this very very intelligent from himself. Well, he said his English was not so perfect, but he said, well, Stalin says socialism. Socialism. What is socialism? And no food for the people. From the discoveries that are already discovered, and was waiting 2 or 3 years to be ready to be sent to the markets. But it doesn't mean at all that we shall be independent or that we have solved our problems. We need you. We need you, really. At some time, as I told my people yesterday, I sent to one of my Arab colleagues and told him, by God, I'm going to mortgage the Suez Canal revenues for 10 years. And at that time it was $500 million. I said I'm going to ask for a $5 billion to build the essential projects and solve the problems of my people and mortgage the canal. And I shall not accept this way of treatment from your side.